All right, thank you so much to Mausi. Let's give them a round of applause, really. That is it's a good performance. My name is Mojale Fanale, the Chief Executive Officer of the Northwest Development Corporation. I'm being assigned the responsibility to direct the program this evening. My work is just that. The other's responsibility would be to talk, and then the others would be to clap hands. And obviously the rest of us, we have another responsibility to eat and drink at the end. So no one does not have a responsibility tonight. Without any waste of time, I would want to start with the program of this evening. And at this point, I'm going to request all of us to rise so that we can sing the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa and the African Union anthem. Please let us rise. Thank you. We may be seated. All right. Once again, good evening. Good evening. Boa tarde. That's the two language I'll specialize in today because I have the guest. No, boa noite. No, it's boa noite. All right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here tonight as per the invitation of the Honorable Premier of the Northwest Province. It's a Premier's Gala Dinner. First and foremost, I think I will take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the guests that are here this evening as invited. We have ambassadors from countries in Africa that are here with us today, from the Republic of Mozambique, the Republic of Angola, the Vice Consular General of Venezuela, the Consul General again of Mozambique, the head of mission Namibia, the Consular General Lesotho, and the veteran ambassador, the MECs, our traditional leaders, councillors, heads of department, and CEOs from our entities. I am going to try and request that those that I will call with names, they should rise so that you can at least know the dignitaries that are around you or at the table where you are seated. I'll start with the guests that have welcomed you, the MECs from different departments. And I'll start with MEC for Kosatma, Mr. Lazarus Mokgosi. I will go to the MEC Kosatma. Community is community safety and transport. Community safety and transport management, right? It's a department. So Mr. Mokgosi is responsible for that department. And then the next department is It's cooperative governance, human settlement, and traditional affairs, COHTA. The MEC for this department present here with us today is Mr. Uacheng Mulapisi. Okay, the next one is straightforward. Is the MEC for Public Works and Roads. It's Mayor Elizabeth Mukua. All right, the other one is very simple as well. Is the MEC responsible for Treasury? Mekinetu Musenuchi. Okay, those are the MECs that are with us here today. Your number way. Why was I? Okay. I was afraid because it was also an abbreviation. Sorry, it's written AXA. So it's arts, culture, sports and creation. Arts, culture, sports and recreation. No department is without a surname. All of them have surnames, except Treasury. So the MEC responsible for this department is Mr. Colin Maine. Thank you so much. I don't think I've left any other. Now, the next category of guests that I want to acknowledge are our councillors. I have in my list the executive mayor of Ngaka Mudiri Mulema, Councillor Kumalo Mulefe. All right. Now I'll go to our ambassadors. I have here to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Consular General, Ms. Santos from Angola, Bunoite. The Vice Consular General, Mr. Benuela, Bunoite. Consular General, Mr. Tamele from Mozambique, Bunoite. Mr. Champut from Mozambique. Is he here? Okay. Mr. Humphrey. Huh? Oh, I didn't say I was. Thank you, Bunoite, Bunoite. Mr. Humphrey, Deputy Head of Mission from Namibia. Miss, oh, it's written, sorry about that, it's written Miss. I'm not sure whether the Consular General from Lesotho. Okay, I was expecting to be informed that the Consular General, Mr. Tamaye from Lesotho is here. Not yet. Okay, now our veteran ambassador, Jerry Machila, is out there. Good evening. I think that is the level of acknowledgement and introduction that I was to do. So I need to move forward, take the program of the evening forward by inviting the Executive Mayor of Ngaka Mudiri Mulema, Councillor Kumalo Mulefe, to welcome the guests.
Muito obrigado por tudo. Boa noite. Meu nome é Kumalo, meu apelido é Mulefe. Eu sou daqui. Estou a aprender a falar português. Fui trabalhar com moçambicanos, mas até fui visitar Moçambique. Mas era 1995. Sim. So, estou a aprender, ainda estou fluente, mas estou a aprender. Boa noite. Muito obrigado, muito obrigado. No, thank you very much. The Premier of the Northwest. I will explain what I was saying. The Premier of the Northwest, Honorable Kagiso Lazarus Mokgosi, and your newly appointed executive of the Northwest Province, our guests, our brothers, our leadership from our mother continent, welcome. Premier, what I was saying in a nutshell is that many years ago I worked at the mine, and I worked with a lot of Mozambicans, and after hours I was teaching them English because their English is Portuguese. So as part of teaching them English, I had to buy an English-Portuguese dictionary, translate, and I learned that actually English and Portuguese are very close and very similar. And that as a result of that, because I was young, I visited Mozambique. That was around 1996. I almost got married there. Yeah. No, thank you very much. Premier, at the outset, on behalf of the 1 million people of Ngakamudere Mulema, and I must indicate that I am conflicted. Half the time I get invited to speak as the executive mayor of the district, but most of the time I remember that I represent the 22 municipalities in the province, and I therefore speak as the provincial chairperson of SALGA, which is the South African Local Government Association in the Northwest. And on their behalf, I want to say congratulations on your election and appointment. We have total confidence in you and your executive that you understand the challenges that we are confronted with at the coal phase as local government, the challenges of water, of energy, of unemployment, job creation, and all those. You are not new in the province, and we have confidence in your leadership that if we work together as spheres of government, we will be able to continue the struggle towards the total liberation of our people through the creation of empowerment opportunities, not only for South Africa, but for SADC and for Africa, for we believe that Africa is one. We're meeting here today on the Nelson Mandela Month, the foundation on which we continue to draw strength. And when our great-grandfather Nelson Mandela left us, he told us that it is in our hands. And we totally believe that it is in our hands. That if we work together, we collaborate as brothers and sisters, as spheres of government, we will liberate our people. But over and above the fact that this is Mandela Month, celebrated internationally, we must also indicate to you, our brothers and sisters coming from our sister countries, that we as South Africa are celebrating 30 years of democracy. We must also report to you that we come from a recent democratic election. And as we promised Africa, our elections were open, free, and fair, but above all, they were democratic. The product is that the people have spoken, and we respect the will of the people. For we argue and we are taught that no government, unless based and premised on the will of the people and God, shall claim legitimacy over its people. We respect the outcome of the election. In this province, Premier, the people of this province said you and your party must lead, and must lead totally. They did not say you must share, but they also did not say you must lead alone. Premier, on behalf of the people of Ngakamudere Mulema, we welcome you and your guests, the captains of industry, the heads of department, and every South African who have graced our shores. Ours is a totally rural province. I mean, it's a totally rural district municipality. We have 5 local municipalities here. That is Mahikeng, where you are. It has got its own mayor. He is not here because he is in a council meeting. And further down, 60 kilometers away, You've got another municipality called Kgosi Ratlo. Now, Kgosi means king, not chief. That is Kgosi Ratlo. And another 40 kilometers from that municipality is another municipality called Tswaing. And then 60 kilometers along the Lichtenberg town, we have Ditsobotla, one of our most challenged municipality with a lot of potential. And as you go through the N4, that is the Zeras towards Rustenburg, you have Kgosi, Ramotiri, Muilwa local municipalities. Most of these municipalities are largely rural, 80% rural. There are no industries here. Your presence here gives us hope. We are largely dependent on agriculture, on tourism, on small-scale mining, but our people here are self-dependent. They largely depend on opportunities created by government. Now, in conclusion, welcome to South Africa. Premier, we are fully behind you and your executive. Thank you very much. Welcome to Ngaka Mudere Mulema.
Muito obrigado. Eu não sabia, você sabe falar português? Então você está a aprender, eu sabe falar. Não é como você. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's just to show that we are most traveled, me and the councillor. But Portuguese is part of our language in townships in South Africa. We live just alongside many of our brothers coming from Angola and Mozambique. So, nos aprender. All right. I'm going to now, as I thank the councillor for having welcomed all of us, invite Mausi so that they invite on stage the person that has invited all of us to be here, the real host who has deemed it fit that he would want to share this evening with you before ascending on stage tomorrow morning to talk to the people of the province. He just felt that before he could do that, let him welcome particularly the ambassadors that he has invited to his show tomorrow when he present his speech on the day of the opening of Parliament for the 7th administration. When he ascends the stage here, I'll not have an opportunity to come back and say, come on stage. So I wanted to tell you now that once the group called Mausi has been on stage to welcome him, he will then ascend the stage. I am here referring to none other than the Honorable Lazarus Mokgosi, the Honorable Premier of the Northwest Province. He will come and ascend the stage. Mausi, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the Premier, the Honorable Premier, the hands as he comes to take the platform.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ntate Khumalo Molefe, le Ntate Nale, you showed us that we are too local. We have a sickness of not being good travelers. At least we should be saying we can speak 2 to 3 African languages. It's important that we must learn from you that it's important to know the African languages because we are one family. But they also say for you to know some of the languages which are not yours, the best way is to have a girlfriend of that group. Then you are, and I suspect the two of you, that's how you learn the language. And you confess that you nearly married a Portuguese woman. But nevertheless, let's appreciate the fact that the ambassadors are here today. It's a good gesture from yourselves to have accepted the invitation to be with us today. We really appreciate, and we're not taking for granted, that you decided that you are going to avail yourself and honor our invitation. Thank you very much for the good gesture. The program director, myself and MEC Molapisi and MEC Maine, we are very happy to have Mausi present today. And we will tell you one day why. But we are also happy during our celebration of June 16, we had Paige. And we were very happy also. Like we are happy today. They've got a special heart. No, they've got a special place in our hearts. But we will narrate when we have time one day. The ambassador of Angola to South Africa, the ambassador of Mozambique to South Africa, the consul general of Angola to South Africa, deputy head of mission of Namibia to South Africa, consul general of Lesotho in South Africa, our former South African ambassador to the United Nations, His Excellency Jerry Machila, our veteran, members of the Northwest Province Executive Council present here today, the Executive Mayor of Ngaka Mudiri Molema District Municipality, Councillor Khumalo Molefe, the Executive Mayor of Mahikeng Local Municipality in absentia. He apologized, he's still in a council meeting. The Director General of the province, who is having a flu, is in absentia. Heads of departments present, Chief Executive Officers of state-owned enterprise present here. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good evening once more. Molo ki molwe. Okay. Program Director, it's an honor for me to host ambassadors and high commissioners from Southern African Developing Community on the eve of my maiden speech on the opening of the Northwest Provincial Legislature. As I said, it's an honor to having dinner with you, to welcome you to Mafikeng. Our province, Northwest, shares strong political economic and cultural ties with many countries in this region, as it was used as a corridor by our liberators and freedom fighters to access frontline countries which hosted and trained our people in pursuit for our freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, in his recent budget speech, Minister of International Relations and Foreign Affairs, Ronald Lamola, emphasized that there is a need to center the country's foreign policy agenda on addressing the needs of our people. This is what guided the revolutionary vigor of our forebearers in their fight against colonial apartheid rule. Therefore, this administration has a special focus to strengthen the relations with our SADC neighboring countries, and it commits to the long-standing principle of our forebearers of, I quote, finding Africa's solution to African problems. I close. By advocating for a bloc that promotes economic integration and regional political stability. Ladies and gentlemen, our solutions can find expression through the acceleration of trade liberalization, amongst others. This is amplified by the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is one of the flagship projects of Agenda 2063. So it's important that this relationship must not be taken for granted. By bringing 55 countries of the African Union and 8 regional economic blocs, this initiative seeks to create a single continental market with a population of 1.3 billion people and a combination of a GDP which is estimated at 3.4 trillion US dollars. So the GDP and its combination of this arrangement of bringing these countries and the economic blocs is a very important one. A part of its mandate is to eliminate trade barriers and boost intra-African trade. Program Director, our province is one of the major transit routes for the movement of land-based cargo from our country to SADC region and the rest of the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, our province is endowed with mineral resources, and it forms part of the country's platinum belt, which accounts for about 70% of the total reserves in the world. It continues to be the leading source of the world's platinum groups metals, the PGMs. These are used to produce countless medium to high products, including fuel, cells, electronics, medical and dental equipment, batteries, and others. The of industries such as renewable energy, defense, and e-mobility continues to depend on the reliable supply of the PGMs. The Northwest Province will remain a critical supplier for the longest time to come. So it's important that we are a reliable business partner. In addition to this, there are currently over 300 active mines in the province. So mining is one of our strongest economic active player. So if you want to be in mining, this is the place to come. However, there are still countless investment opportunities across the mining value chain. This includes opportunities in exploration, infrastructure, and processing in the form of smelters and refineries. So there are a variety or diversified economic opportunities. The provision of mining equipment, technologies, and services is another important opportunity. due to the sheer numbers of mining operations in our beloved province. Program Director, tourism also is one of the largest economic drivers in the province with majestic tourist size, this province. The province is also a home to diverse game and wildlife, and it is an excellent place for game farming and trading. It's very important to note that. Each of the 4 districts that makes this province has several tourism investment opportunities which are already conceptualized and well packaged by the province. We have a full catalog for tourism investment opportunities. The catalog is available, and I believe the CEO for Northwest Development Corporation, in collaboration with the Parks and Tourism, they will be able to provide such a catalog. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bojanala Special Economic Zone is another initiative by the province that is aimed at growing the economy, and it offers various lucrative investment opportunities. It is strategically located in the local municipality of Moses Kotane, which is a mining hub of Rustenburg and Tabazimbi, and also in close proximity to Johannesburg and Pretoria. I know most of people coming from Africa and the world, at times they ask, how far are you from Johannesburg and Pretoria? So in terms of proximity, Moses Kotane is strategically placed, which is a mining hub. It's an investment to be made. We have so far gathered investment commitments to the tune of 164 billion rands for the special economic zone. 11 of these are at an advanced stage, where 3 having signed pre-lease agreements. So it's a moving train which we will ask our counterparts to also look at it as they want to join us. This SEZ will provide world-class facilities and a suite of tax and financial incentives for investors and business in mineral beneficiation, mining, equipment, hydrogen, and renewable energy. This also includes high-tech agriculture, agribusiness, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, and automotives. Program Director, the Northwest Province is an important contributor to the South African agricultural production, trade, and investment. Dr. Ruth Humutsi Mumpati District Municipality is one leading region in red meat production in this country, and it is in the Northwest. So if also we are interested in that area of meat production, we are also available. While the Ngaka District Municipality is a major contributor to the exports of maize, with towns like Lichtenburg, Koster forming a large part of the country's maize triangle. It's a very also important note to make that in the maize, which is very important in the food security aspect, we believe that Ngaka as a district is a destination for this investment. The investment opportunities that the province offers in this field are limitless and include diverse crops, livestock, and horticulture. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here to assure you of the commitment of this administration to provide all the support you need in your investment endeavors in this province. With those few words, Program Director, I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much. You are welcome to the Northwest.
All right, did I hear that applause? Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Premier. We will hear a lot from you tomorrow once you expand on those issues, most of the people here are your guests. They are invited. Thank you so much. Now we will be getting a response from one of our guests so as to say a word or two with regard to the speech or being here tonight on the eve before that important day of the premier. And now, agora eu estou convidar Consul General Tamel from Mozambique to come on stage. I'm now inviting Consular General to come on stage to respond to the inputs that the Premier has made. Consular General.
Ripelile. Minjani. Anana ikona le Mozambique. Ayihluphiwe inchumu hambi loko tili kona tindlala. Manje ikona hanya mayivona ikulukile. So yes, good evening, Honorable Premier, and all those who are participating in this event. I'm also learning English in the same way that the executive mayor here is learning Portuguese. So I'm struggling, and you will bear with me if I don't say the things in the way that I would like to see to say. But before I proceed, Honorable Mayor, we would like to thank you so much for having invited us to come to this event, to this dinner. It's really an honor for myself and for my colleagues from Angola, from Namibia, and all those who are here. And we saw the dance here, and I don't know how to say it because I would like to ask the Honorable Premier to allow me to interact with some of these girls because my heart is full of love. So I think it won't bother the Honorable Premier to allow me after this to go there somewhere and chat with them because that would enhance our relationship. So really we are very grateful, and I was ambushed to come here and talk, but I was not really prepared to say something. But you know, in Mozambique we have terrorism. We have terrorists there, so we are used to escaping from being ambushed. So I said, okay, I will say something. The province of Northwest is a host of so many Mozambicans, special in the mines, and that has contributed, I believe, to the growth also of this province. I would like to mention, before we came here, the ambassador, he said that the people of the Northwest were the same people of Botswana. They spoke the same language. This place used to be, I don't know what the word that he used, the headquarters, the capital city. So it shows, I was greeting you here in Tsonga or in Shangana. So I've got the Tswanas here from Botswana. You have the Tsongas or Shanganas on the same side. You have the Swazi. So it shows how these people are close together. But just to say that we are here to say we are open for business. We are open for strengthening our relations, and you will have our contacts, and we think that that is going to help to make possible the relationships that I think we should have. This is what I can say, and thank you very much for inviting us to be here. I think the Honorable High Commissioners will also be here tomorrow, and thank you very much. Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Muito obrigado. So I was not going to invite them. From here I was going to go to closure. Now that you said you would want to see them again, I am going to invite Maausi to come back on stage, because the ambassador of Mozambique wants to see you once again. And everybody else, they are impressed with your performance. Maausi.
Mozambique, não cuida aí. Caribico, boialela, boialela, caribico, boialela, boialela, caribico, boialela, caribico, boialela. Soñana lapeng.
nya ba re rekisitse sold out.
All right, thank you so much. Ma'ausi, now I can pronounce it properly. Ma'ausi, yes. After the show, whatever they have done, it was so best that I can now be able to pronounce it properly. Thank you so much. We are at the end of our program. I am going to invite the MEC for Treasury, Mayor Musenuchi, to come and do the vote of thanks. Immediately thereafter, there will be a photo session, and then I'll tell you how it's going to happen before we go and have our dinner. Mayor Musenuchi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me, Honorable Premier, to stand on the protocol that has been established. Without acknowledging anyone, I will make a mistake. Competition is hiding, Anna, so I'm asked to do vote of thanks. So I've been trying to practice Swahili. Nimyombwa kupiga guru ya shukrani. Asante. 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 Thank you very much for the evening. To the Office of the Premier, the international unit that I think has organized this important dinner to welcome all of you as guests tomorrow. It was befitting that, and it's well within the African culture, that when people arrive in a place, they don't just go to sleep. We must first come and have a meal together, and we welcome you and we introduce each other, and only after that we show you where you sleep. So this is our way of doing things. We are all Africans, and when I had everybody being acknowledged from different countries, I think there's almost a quorum of SADC, a premier. We are just short of a few countries, but we are closer to the quorum, which is very important because we are also strategically located as the Northwest Province, neighboring about, I think it's Zimbabwe, Botswana, and partly Namibia. So about three countries. Just recently, we accompanied or joined, actually, he opened as the chairperson of SALGA. He opened the Trans-Kalahari cycling tour, and they ended their tour in Namibia, traveling from South Africa to Botswana, then ending in Namibia. Yes, it's a trade route, but most importantly, it seeks also to promote person-to-person relationship, promote culture, tourism, amongst other things, and that's why they started with cycling. And very soon, I'm sure, we will start a walk from here to Botswana, then Namibia, and in Lesotho, come back to South Africa via. And obviously, the President also acknowledged recently, because we are from Nelson Mandela Day celebration, the Mandela Summit, the highest peak in the African continent, in Tanzania, Kilimanjaro. They call it Mandela Trek, and it's a charity program. They are donating, they are summiting Kilimanjaro to raise funds for needy organizations, including individuals who are in need. So it just demonstrates that it's not just opportunities economically, but also interpersonal relationship, and we promote culture and heritage amongst others. When there was a xenophobic attack in South Africa, people did not understand that. That's why it was necessary for for the government to intervene decisively, because it means our artists in South Africa will not perform in Botswana or Angola if the xenophobic attack persists. So we exist as different countries, but importantly we exist also as one, both in SADC and also in the African continent and also in the globe. So we share one identity as Africans, and we are happy that you are with us today, and tomorrow you'll be with us to listen to the Premier as he officially opens the provincial legislature. We are thanking everyone, including the HODs, heads of departments. We hope that they will also treat you well. If the Premier is going to take a rest because he needs to rehearse for tomorrow, some of them and some of us will remain here with you, show you where you sleep, and maybe Mayor Ausi will accompany us with the ladies, and we hope we'll take you to a tour as well. Tomorrow morning, have breakfast with yourselves. We will not develop any ideas. Interpersonal relationship is very important, person-to-person's relationship. That's how we strengthen relationship. That's where trade agreements are made. So you are most welcome. Do enjoy your stay with us, and looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you to all the organizers, Office of the Premier, and all of us who are present here today, and most importantly to yourselves, the different consulate, and we are indeed looking forward to welcoming the High Commissioners tomorrow in the province. Thank you very much, Program Director.
Thank you so much. My journey ends here. My marathon ends just here. So I am going to invite the team that is responsible for the photo sessions to come forward to direct us how we're going to do that. Immediately after